Ladies and gentlemen, it finally happened. James Harden is now a Philadelphia 76er. According to Woj on Twitter, the Sixers are trading Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 firsts, which probably won't amount to much of anything, to the Brooklyn Nets for obviously James Harden, and I believe they threw in Paul Millsap. Wow, a lot to unpack here. I know I just said it in my last video talking about Embiid just a few days ago, unfortunately. I wasn't sure if they were going to trade Ben Simmons at the deadline. There was a lot of discourse over whether they could keep him to the offseason, trade him then, stuff like that. And I said I wasn't necessarily going to be mad at Morey if he just didn't make a huge blockbuster trade, because I think Embiid would have been able to, if healthy, would have been able to take the Sixers, make a playoff run, But obviously that didn't happen. We have James Harden now. For the Nets side of things, I really do like this trade. You're getting Ben Simmons in probably one of the best case scenarios for him, because I believe the Nets can hide a lot of his weaknesses. He won't be asked to be a primary scorer, obviously. You'll have KD, Kyrie when he's available. And you're basically just asking, instead of KD playing the 5, it might be Ben Simmons. It probably will be LaMarcus Aldridge. But KD won't have to guard the other team's best defender, or best offender, I guess. I don't know. I really like the deal for the Brooklyn Nets. They also get Seth Curry, who was arguably the Sixers' best player in the playoffs last season. But moving on to the Sixers, I'm a bit conflicted. Obviously, getting James Harden is a huge improvement over just not having Ben Simmons play at all. I do believe James Harden does make this team a legitimate contender, because obviously he's not on the Nets. He's now on the Sixers. I think the East is a little bit more contentious now than it was a few hours ago. Losing Curry hurts. Losing Drummond hurts. Drummond was arguably the best backup Embiid has ever had. And I'm not going to say I'm disappointed, because, he was only here half a season. There was a lot of good, also a lot of bad with Drummond. But his presence on the court, I will miss that for sure. Same with Seth Curry. Like I said, he was really, 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 really good for us down the stretch last season. The 2 first-round picks, like I said before, it won't really amount to much. We will see more Isaiah Joe minutes, though. Good for Sixers fans. Sixers fans know. Hopefully we'll see more Paul Reed minutes. I don't know if Paul Millsap is even going to stay on this team. We might buy him out. I'm not sure yet. Charles Bassey might be the backup center, which he's given us some really good minutes off the bench when we've actually used him. I don't think the Sixers are necessarily done in the trade market yet. There's still about 50 minutes as I'm recording this video, so I don't necessarily think they're done. Torrey Craig just got traded. I thought he would have been a Sixer. I was hopeful he would have been a Sixer. That's not going to happen. It's whatever. Just came out that in agreement for the trade, James Harden has opted in for next season, so we won't necessarily have to pay him right away. That's always good. For the Sixers, Tobias Harris being an actual third option again will be very beneficial for this team. Just like in the Boston series, in the bubble, him being the second option really wasn't the best, especially in the playoffs. And like last season in the Hawks series, he wasn't the best second option, especially when Ben went AWOL in the second half and fourth quarter of games. But if Tobias keeps playing like he's been playing, there is not a doubt in my mind that the Sixers can make the Eastern Conference Finals if everything goes accordingly. I am a little scared because Doc Rivers is still the head coach. I am very interested to see what will happen this season. Obviously, it won't be just... Embiid and Harden won't click like that off rip. Give it a few weeks. I don't know when he's supposed to play. I don't think he'll be playing tomorrow against the Thunder. But I would give it a few weeks. I'm definitely interested to see what will happen with the Sixers. And with the rest of the Eastern Conference teams as a whole, I do think that the Nets got better, especially obviously defensively, just availability-wise. Because I know Harden missed a lot of games for the Nets. Kyrie's obviously missing time. I think Ben Simmons obviously raises the floor of your team. I don't know how much he raises the ceiling. Actually, I think he might raise the ceiling a lot in terms of this Nets team in particular. But yeah, the Nets have a lot of solid depth now. Drummond should be a key rotational guy. Curry is probably going to start while Joe Harris isn't there. I don't know. I'm not sure if Joe Harris. Not sure if Joe Harris is out for the rest of the season or not. I forget what his status is. But if he comes back, the Nets are going to be really loaded. I'm not gonna lie. And it all kind of comes down to what happens with Kyrie and his protocols, stuff like that. But I don't know. Obviously, this trade is still in its infancy. More things can happen for either of these teams. So I don't want to just outright say the Sixers aren't going to make the finals, the Nets aren't going to make the finals, because I believe Woj said they're still making moves. So we'll see what happens with that. Kind of just wanted to get this video out because it just happened. I was able to make the video clearly in a timely manner. But yeah, if you guys like the video, hopefully, like, comment, subscribe, maybe share if you want. Follow me on Twitter at ForkyTony. I'm very active there. Very, very active there. But other than that, guys, peace.